Today we're talking numbers, and I'm not talking just any number. I'm talking about house numbers. We all need them, all houses need them for very and sundry reasons. But let's try to make a creative house number panel. In this case, we've got our house numbers. I want to do a panel, but I said we're going to be creative, right? We're going to make a little flower box at the bottom that's actually inset into it and attached. So the whole thing will hang on a pillar as one solid unit. I'm very particular about the order of things. Sometimes I stain first, sometimes I cut first. In this case, I'm staining first to allow that process to happen. So this is an 8-footer, and in order to get the best yield out of it, I've got to think a little bit in advance because I want to be able to space out the numbers, and then out of the rest of this, I want to get the pieces that I need for the flower box. I'm just gonna space it out 3/4 of an inch for every number. So we've determined our spacing. We'll come back to the numbers. We're going to make our cut for the back panel, and then we'll make our cut for the flower box, put that together, and then we'll move on to the trim, and hopefully that stain has dried. So we've got the pieces for our little flower box. There's our bottom. I will drill a hole in that so the water drains out. This will be our top. We're going to come together and it's going to fit right here. All right, so we've got our flower box, but every good exterior flower box needs a drain hole so we're not rotting out the wood or the plants from the inside. And now we're going to join the back panel with the flower pot. I'm going to first pin it with a nail gun, and then I'm going to install screws. So we've got the piece all nailed together. I've used glue. It could be strong enough, but whenever you're woodworking, you always want a little bit of insurance. Insurance comes in the form of an exterior grade construction screw. Nice. So I laid out all of my spacing. I've got some little cheat straight edge lines so that I know where everything actually needed to land. Now I can pre-drill these. I want that screw to be nice and snug, so I'm actually going a little bit smaller than the actual screw size, so we've got a friction fit so that it really is in there with the wood and doesn't just slide out. All right, we've got some nice spacing. Oh, look at that, it's nice and even, it's centered, we did well. Now, remember I told you I've got a little bit that I knew was gonna be sticking out of the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this all out for now because I wanna sand it, I wanna put the trim on, and then I'm gonna put everything back in place with a little bit of CA glue, which is cyanide cryolate glue, which between you and me, is super glue. It's just fast drying glue, and it's got a lot of strength to it, and it holds up well exterior. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put our trim on, but I just wanted to make sure that all my spacing was right before I moved on. So there you have it. All right, we're on to sealing and unifying this whole piece with a spar varnish. Basically, that means it's exterior grade, it's durable in high, humid, wet areas, and that's absolutely what you want for an outdoor experience such as this panel is going to be. All right, we've got the spar varnish. I went ahead and set in the letters so that they can kind of settle in with the varnish as well. There's varnish in the holes, so it kind of works a little bit like glue. And so we're gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna head over to the house in a little bit and hang it up on its column. All right, and we have a cleat hanging system. In this case, it's aluminum because it's exterior, and I don't want wood rotting out over time. So the cleats just hook in like this. It's attached to the wall, and the really amazing thing is that this little aluminum cleat has a load-bearing weight of 350 pounds, which is amazing. So now we get to hang it up. Come on. And there you have it, some modern numbers on a house with a little bit of creativity and a green thumb. You too can do this. Visit us at familyhandyman.com.